Hey, I'm Anna, and I was born in a small Mexican village that was controlled and run by a cartel. My parents were poor farmers who harvested opium poppies that would later be turned into heroin and then be sent to the US. Anyway, I was 18 when the local cartel boss, whose name was Miguel, wanted to talk to my dad. "What about my money? Do you have it?" "I'm sorry, Patron Miguel, not yet, but I promise I will get it soon." Miguel looked around and suddenly noticed me. I'd always stood out because of my weirdly white skin. "Oh, hello. Who are you?" "Anna." "Why didn't your dad tell me he had such a pretty daughter? Nice to meet you." I got nervous. I was so young and didn't want anything to do with these criminals. "Look, I'm throwing a party tomorrow at my house. You should come by." I didn't respond, which made him very upset. "Look, if you don't like me, tell it straight to my face." No, she's just nervous. She's never had a boyfriend before. Of course she likes you." Good. I might even forgive the money you owe me if your daughter and I get along." Miguel left again, and my dad begged me to accept his offer. I don't think I had much of a choice, so the next day I went to Miguel's party and I immediately became one of his favorite girls. And it was worse than you can imagine. Over the years, Miguel took me on some trips where he and his gang would drive up to desolated stretches of highway, stop a bus, and then make the passengers fight to the death in some kind of gladiator style. You see, cartels have existed in Mexico since the 1980s, but back then it was still a safe country. Things changed dramatically for the worse around 2012 when the Zeta cartel started using unspeakable violence to fight and intimidate other cartels. That's why today, Mexico is a mostly lawless country where 90% of murders go unsolved. Anyway, one night we were at a nightclub. Miguel loved to show me off because of my white skin, but a rival gang pulled up in front of the building and started spraying it with AKs. We both survived, but one of Miguel's friends got a bullet in his arm, which I had to take care of. LOL. I did so by following the instructions of a YouTube explainer video. The guy's name was Diego, and we ended up spending the whole night talking. He told me he'd been forced into the cartel at age 12, and now was one of the best drug smugglers the cartel had. Did you ever do something really bad for the cartel? Something you feel ashamed for? Tears started rolling down his face, and I knew he was different than the other guys in the cartel. He was sensitive and caring, which I liked. Afterward, we started meeting in secret, and I fell more and more in love. I know where Miguel stores his heroin. We can steal it and sell it and then start over somewhere else. No way. If Miguel finds out we stole from him, he'll take revenge on your whole family. Then we have to get rid of Miguel. I no longer want to be the girlfriend of some psychopathic drug boss. Diego loved me, and so he came up with a plan. In the morning, he stole the latest heroin production. It was only 5 kilograms, but before Miguel could find out about it, Diego gave a rival cartel Miguel's location, which is why Miguel ended up getting whacked that day. With a rival cartel starting a big attack to take over the area, there was too much chaos for anyone to investigate or even notice who had stolen the heroin. Afterward, Diego took me and the heroin through a drug smuggler tunnel from Tijuana, Mexico to San Diego, US. We quickly sold the whole load of heroin for $200,000 US, which is more than enough for us to start over. But I guess once a thug, always one. I caught Diego cheating on me, and I immediately broke up with him. In fact, I was kind of happy that I had an excuse to dump him, because if you're a pretty girl in the US, you can basically pick between a bunch of millionaires. It might sound unfair, but Diego looked like an uneducated idiot compared to the other guys I could date. Anyway, I guess I'm living the American dream now. Married to a lawyer and soon giving birth to our second child.